Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video, I'm putting two eye looks together with another LadybugGlow Cosmetics palette that I have in my collection, and I am so excited to be playing with another LadybugGlow eyeshadow palette. This is the Everyday Sparkle palette. And I love the packaging because it's covered with butterflies, and I love butterflies. And this was actually sent to me in PR. I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe that the brand owner actually sent this to me in PR. I think what happened, I was on like a no-buy, and she just really wanted me to have the palette, and I was just so touched by that. And I think this is just a gorgeous color story. Yes, it does appear to be more neutral upon first glance, but when you really look at these shimmer shades up here, there is nothing neutral about these shades. They are absolutely stunning. They're very multi-chrome, duochrome, flippy, just really fun. And I'm going to be doing something similar to what I did with the Murky Waters palette for my first look. And then in the second look, I'm not going to do that, I promise. But I really want to make this shade here, Bello, the star of the show. It is so beautiful. It's like brown and peach and pink and just such a fun shade. And I just, really want that to be like, the star here. So I think what I'll do for the mattes in this look is I think I'm going to use these two together. This one is called Cinnamon and this one is called Peachy. So I'm going to put this down. I don't know that I'm going to put this over the top of that. I don't think I'm going to do that today. But what I'll do is I'll put this in my transition or crease area, and then I'll blend it out with Peachy, and then I'm putting Bello across the entire lid. And then in the second look, I'll use a couple of the shimmers together so you guys can see how amazing they are. I don't think I've used this shade yet here though. Umber. And I was thinking, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. I might mix things up a little bit. I don't know. But going into Cinnamon, putting that in my crease first, transition crease area. I do have both brows done, and this eyelid is primed in the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor 01. Alrighty, so let's get into Cinnamon here. I haven't used this palette in a hot minute, so I'm really excited to be playing with it again. One of my true crime videos, I just put a look together with these two shades, and it was absolutely stunning. Very easy, simple, but very effective look, looked so nice. And that's one of the things I love about the LadybugGlow Shimmer, multi-chrome shimmer formula, is that it's just like a one and done type situation, or two and done, just really easy to put looks together with them because they're so flippy and dynamic, and I just love shades like that. And you guys know I love this brand, my fave brand. Yeah, baby. Love it. So my eyes are a little puffy this morning because I watched a documentary last night on Netflix called Living with Leopards, and I cried. And anytime I cry, doesn't matter how much I cry, how little I cry, usually the following morning, my eyes are pretty puffy. The more I cry, the worse it is. But yeah, it's just impossible for me to watch any type of animal documentary without crying at least once. And it's a really good documentary. It's based in the Okavango Delta in Botswana. And this, team of people, like animal researchers, follow a leopard family, a mama leopard and her two cubs. And then the daddy leopard is around, and obviously showing other animals too, like zebras and gazelles and warthogs and, oh gosh, a few other animals too, like hyenas and things like that. But it's just such a well done documentary. And the Okavango Delta is absolutely incredibly beautiful. I've got to get there someday. I mean, it's just mind-blowingly gorgeous. Oh, it's so wonderful. So anyway, if you're into animal documentaries, I highly recommend checking it out because it's really well done. And of course, I fell in love with the leopard family, and then I'm not going to give it away, but yeah. And then my husband and I actually watched another documentary on the Disney Channel called Billy and Molly. That took me out, man. That took me out. I was a wreck. Watch that. Oh, geez. It's so good. It's so good, you guys. If you have not watched Billy and Molly yet, and you're into animal documentaries, highly recommend it, but make sure you have about 15 boxes of Kleenex sitting next to you because, well, you might not react that way, but I lost it. And I love the shade. I think it looks really nice. So I do want to blend the edge of that out, and I'm going to use Peachy to do that. So Billy and Molly is about a couple that are probably like in their 50s, maybe 60s, and they live on the Shetland Islands in the UK. And they don't have kids, just the two of them. And they live like right next to the sea, you know, like basically you just walk out their back door and there's the ocean, you know, and they have a dock and a boat and, you know, really neat, really beautiful area. And, you know, they've lived there, I think, their whole lives. And they have a dog and, you know, just nice place to live in the, you know, like paradise to me. You know, it's just beautiful. And one day, the husband, Billy, goes out to his dock and he sees this little otter on the dock, just emaciated and trying to eat a crab. And she's having a hell of a time because she's little. And, you know, crabs have the shells, of course, and they don't have a whole lot of meat on them. So he's like, oh, geez, I really want to help her. But he also doesn't want to, like, scare her or, like, get her super acclimated to humans, you know, because humans can be jerks. So he just kind of starts to take her under his wing. And he goes and buys her some fish and just starts taking care of her. And she just blossoms, you know, she puts on some weight and she's just happy and she's hilarious. She's like having a puppy, you know, and she and the dog will play together. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen. I'm going to go back in with this brush just a little bit. And so time passes and he continues to like buy fish for her and stuff. And then that starts to become a little spendy. So he starts going fishing for her, catches her all this fish and feeds it to her and stuff. And like, you know, she just kind of comes and goes and plays. And like, he even takes this tub, fills it with water and puts all these like plastic balls in it so she has something to play with. It is so cute. And eventually he builds her like her own little bed, but he builds it like it's a house, like just like their house. It's so cute. I'm going to go into this shade now, Bellow, and put that across the entire lid. And the little bed house that he builds her, this is kind of a flaky shade. So I'm going to start off with a brush and then I'll probably go in with my finger too. Yeah, this is pretty flaky, but it's so gorgeous. I don't know if you guys can see the reflex in my camera, but it's amazing. Anyway, the house that he builds for her, it's just like a one-room little bed, basically, with a roof on it. He puts like wallpaper on the walls. Oh God, this is so gorgeous. So gorgeous. And then he tacks up pictures of himself and his wife and the dog. So cute on the walls in the little bed house thing. It's so cute. Well, eventually, Molly ends up befriending a boy otter who they name Bozo. I'll get that off there. And, you know, she's just having a grand old time with Bozo. And pretty soon after they meet and start hanging out and playing together, Molly disappears. She's just gone. And he's just, both the man and the wife are just devastated, but mostly him, because he's the one that spends the majority of the time with her, you know, taking care of her and playing with her. And, you know, and she just loves him. Like, he ends up giving her one of his jackets because at one point, like, he sets his jacket down on the ground and she goes over and like rolls all around in it and falls asleep in it. So that's what he puts in the little house bed, is his coat. And it's just so cute. Anyway, so he's pretty upset because he doesn't know where she is. And, you know, he's just kind of moping around and doesn't know what to do with himself. So one night, they go to bed and there's a camera in the house that, like, you know, monitors what she's doing when she's in there, and they can see her sleep and kind of rooting around in there. And anytime she goes into the house, this bell goes off. So they're in bed asleep. It's like, you know, I don't know, middle of the night. And they hear this bing, and they both wake up because they're so excited that, you know, oh my gosh, what's in the house? Is it Molly? And it is, it's Molly. And they're so happy she's there. And, you know, they're hoping that she'll just, you know, settle down and sleep for the night. So she is like rolling around and she ends up rolling onto her back, and her tummy is big. She's pregnant. Oh, so they're like, oh my gosh, she's pregnant. She's going to have a baby. And they're just so excited, you know, for her. And she ends up having the baby. and it's a little boy otter. And the thing that bugged me though about it is they never say what they named the boy otter. And I'm such a name fanatic that I have to know what the boy otter's name is. Speaking of, there's Bitsy. I'm gonna go grab her and bring her in here with me because she's crying out in the hallway. Hold on. Okay, she's in here with me. She's kind of just... Go lay down, sis. I don't know. I think she'll lay down, but we'll see. I'm thinking actually I might want to deepen up that outer edge right here around the shimmer shade. So I think what I'm going to do is go into coffee, add a little bit of that in there. But what happens though after the baby is born is that Billy starts to think about the fact that, like, you know, he doesn't want this baby to get super used to him and think that all humans are safe and kind and loving, because they're not. And, you know, he just kind of starts to think, maybe I need to kind of pull back here from Molly and the baby and just, you know, let her raise him. And I feel like I have a fuzz or something on my eye. I don't know. Let her raise him, and, you know, he can just kind of watch from a distance, but not get real super, you know, he just gets nervous that he could screw this up for her and for both of them. And that, you know, this baby, if he's raised around Billy and his wife, would be less conscious of humans, you know. So he kind of, like I said, he just kind of distances himself from the baby and from Molly a little bit. But at the very end, he goes for a swim with Molly, like he has a snorkel and they go for a swim. I'm just going to go back around with this brush now and just kind of take the edge of that shade down too. They go for a swim together, and he just starts talking about life and, I don't know, just lots of different things, and how, you know, this otter who just showed up on his dock one day completely transformed he and his wife's life, you know, and how it made him have a new appreciation for life. And I don't know, man, it just got me right in the feels. And it was right before Mother's Day, which is a tough day for me because my mom's not around anymore. And I just lost my shit. Seriously, I was sobbing. I was sobbing. My husband was like, "Are you all right?" Like, no, I'm not all right. He came over and just like held me and let me cry. And okay, I don't want to get too emotional right now because I'm going to destroy this makeup look. But, you know, it was just a really neat, very well done documentary. And I know I gave the whole story here, but I really do recommend that you go and watch it because there's lots of stuff I didn't touch on. It's just so good. And so basically it ends with him swimming around in the ocean, basically, with Molly. And then that's it. So I don't know. It was really, really well done. Really a nice documentary. So highly recommend checking that out. And, you know, I know otters can be real yucky animals too, like baby seals and stuff. I'm not going to go into detail about that. You can Google that on your own. But I loved Molly. So now I've been calling Bitsy Molly. Where are you? Oh, you're by the door? Goofy. You can go lay down on the bed, honey. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in with Peachy just a little bit. Blend this out just slightly. And then I'm going to be done. And this was a very easy look to put together, and it's absolutely gorgeous, I think. And that shimmer shade, I don't know if you can see the flips in the camera, but it's like pink and peach and brown, and oh, it's just gorgeous. Okay, so I think I'm pretty much done with this look. I love how it turned out. Of course, I will clean this up. I will do my other eye, the rest of my face, and I'll come back. So this, of course, is finished look number 1, and I really like how this look turned out. I just love the eyeshadow palette. I'm so excited to create another look with this palette for this video. I'm going to show you just a few things I put on my face for my finished look. I'll show you the palette again, kind of like recap the shades that I used, and then move on to look number 2. On my upper lids, I used a felt tip liner from ZC, and this actually has been in my collection for a few months, and I just kind of forgot that I had it. My dear friend Andy Does Stuff, she sent me her November Ice Cream Beauty box, which was so wonderful, and this happened to come in that box, and it's this shade right here. It's kind of like a maroon, like a brownish red shade. And I don't know, I just was looking in my mug to find something maybe different this time around, and I thought, you know what, you've never used this before. So when I swatched it on my hand, I thought, ooh, this might look really cool with the eye look, and I love it. And this is a really nice felt tip liner. The tip is really nice. It's very opaque. Sometimes with multi-chrome shimmers, felt tip liners don't always do the best because they just kind of get swallowed up in the dynamicness of the shadow. And this worked really well over the top of the shimmer shade. So yes, and I'm so happy I finally used this. On my lips, I used the liquid lipstick from Menagerie Cosmetics in Terracotta that I recently got. Got a few things from Menagerie Cosmetics, which I'll be using in a future video. And I did use this for look 1 with my looks with the Mad Witch Cosmetics, the Chance palette, Steph's brand, and really liked it. And I thought this would go well with my eye look today. And it's such a lovely liquid lipstick. It feels really nice on the lips. I don't think it looks drying. I can't really even feel it, and it lasts really well throughout the day. And then for the mascara, I'm using the Heimish mascara that I got in some PR from Stylevana still. I love this. And then for my inner corners, I use the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in 010 Popping Champagne. This is currently in my Def Leppard panning project. I just thought this shade, kind of the champagne-y gold shade, would look really nice with this eye look today. And I love it. Looks beautiful. So now let's talk about the Everyday Sparkle palette from LadybugGlow. I know I did the same thing that I did in my last 2 looks video with a LadybugGlow eyeshadow palette. I will not do that in my second look, I promise. But I just really wanted the shade to really stand out and just kind of take the eye look over, you know? And it's just such a beautiful shimmer. It's got that peach and pink and brown and bronze and gold flippy stuff going on. When I went downstairs to do my hair, I was kind of looking at my eyelids in the mirror, and you can really see the shifts depending on how the light hits my eyelids. You probably don't, I don't know that you can see it that well in the camera because it's my phone. It doesn't always work that well for that purpose, but just love it. I love it. I used a combination of this, well, all 3 of these actually on my lower lash lines. Peachy, or no, cinnamon, this is peachy, cinnamon, coffee, and peachy. And I think they worked really well on my upper lids too. Everything melded well together, blended well together, beautiful formula of the mattes. And I'm really excited to continue to play with this palette. So without any further ado, let's get on to look number 2. So look number 2 with the LadybugGlow Everyday Sparkle palette. And I think for this look, I really want to use this shimmer, but I've never used this one before. So I kind of feel like I should use the one that I haven't used yet, right? I mean, I guess I could put all 3 of these because this is just so cool. It's got that green and like brown and like reddish flip to it, but this is so beautiful. And that's really nice too. I'm just going to use these 2 on the lid today. I've used this shade before. I think the last time I filmed with this palette, I'm pretty sure. So I'll link that video in my description box in case you guys want to go check that out. But I'm pretty sure I have not used that shade yet. So I'm going to use these 2. And then I think for the mattes in this look, I think I'm going to use just these 2. Maybe throw in peachy too, but I think I'm just going to use these 2. So what I'll do is start off by putting coffee in my transition area, deepening up the outer V with cacao, and then I'm going to put, I think it's pronounced brillo, in the front part of the lid, and then umber towards the latter half of the lid, like, you know, near this shade here. Okay, so this is actually later in the evening after my first look, same day. I just wanted to get in as much filming today as I possibly could. Just figured why not? I was in the mood to film, so I thought, yeah, let's do it, because I have a few video ideas for the week, and I want to make sure that I get them done, you know? And I also have a couple collabs coming up next week. And, you know, the holiday's Monday, and we kind of have some plans for that, so, you know, and I don't usually film on the weekends. So just figured, hey, I have a night that I can film. I'm going for it, baby. And the look that I wore to work this morning, look number 1, of course, lasted really well throughout the day. I mean, it was just a gorgeous. I was very happy about that. Oops, I almost went into the wrong shade. Don't want to do that. Not yet, anyway. I just love this palette. It's so beautiful. And the thing that I love about it, and I've already said this in the first look, is just the fact that it's the, you know, neutral leaning, but those shimmers, oh, they're anything but neutral. You know, they're so fun, so beautiful. And I do try not to put, you know, more than one multi-chrome on my lid, you know, just because I want the multi-chrome flips to really stand out. But I think this will be okay to use the two shades on my lids today. Yeah, although I'm looking at that patina shade and I'm like, I don't know. I just want to try that shade Umber because I'm pretty sure I have not used that yet. So I'm done with that shade. Also, did I mention that I have both brows done and this eyelid is primed in the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor 01? I don't think I did, but that's what's going on tonight, folks. So now I'm going to go into Cacao, putting that in my outer V into my crease. And Mondays at work are always hectic, but today actually was, you know, it had its ups and downs for sure, but it wasn't too horribly awful hectic, you know. We're still getting ready to do our trainings for our new EHR system. We'll have in-person trainings on Thursday. I mean, we've been doing trainings, online trainings, but we're gonna have like in-person trainings. So that's gonna be hopefully great. You know, I usually do better with those types of trainings when I can actually like have hands-on and someone that's there kind of looking over my shoulder and telling me what to do. That's what I'm hoping it's like. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be like, but I'm hoping for that. Oh, and my dear friend Marina, she sent me some mascara, the Banger mascara from Makeup Mecca, because Jan Van, her niece wanted to try that mascara. Because I think she says banger a lot, like that's a banger, you know, that's what the cool kids say. And I think Jan just thought, oh, that'd be so cool to give to her because she always says that. And it's a great mascara. So because Marina lives in Sweden and that's a Swedish brand, Makeup Mecca, or actually I think it's Norwegian, but it is sold in Sweden. She got me a couple tubes of it. And then she included 2 chocolate bars, Swedish chocolate bars in the box. Cannot wait to eat that. Woo! I've had Swedish chocolate before and British chocolate before, and oh my gosh, if you have not yet had Swedish or British chocolate, you're missing out. I'm telling you right now. So good. Steph spoils us rotten too, and she'll send us British chocolate. I'm gonna go back into coffee. I think that shade is beautiful, the Cacao shade. It's nicely pigmented, very rich brown shade, and I feel like it applied very well. So I'm just going to kind of go blend the edge of that out now with this brush again. The last time she sent us British or Swedish chocolate, it wasn't this exact same candy bar. So it looks really good. It's like got wafer cookies or something like that in it. So excited. So good. And I know my husband will love it. I texted him and I said, Marina sent us some Swedish chocolate. And he's like, well, don't eat all of it because I want some. I'm like, I won't. I'll give you at least 1 candy bar. But I'm gonna eat the other one, that's for sure. I think I'm done blending those 2 together. I think that looks really, really nice. So now let's go into Umber, putting that right here, and then I'll put, I think it's pronounced Brijo, towards the front part of my lid, I'm pretty sure. Now Umber, I would say, is less flaky than Bello, the shade here. You know, that's pretty flaky, and it, you know, it's kind of made a mess in the pan, but I don't care. You know, it's just more of like a, is it a satin finish maybe? Maybe that's more accurate. Okay, let's put this right here. Ooh, that's beautiful. Oh yeah. That's a very rich shade. It does have some duochromeness to it though too. It's kind of got maybe like a peach reflect a little bit. Yeah, that's beautiful. Very metallic looking. And it applies beautifully to the lid with the brush. Yes, I love that. Love it. I mentioned in a prior video that my cats have been fighting a lot lately, and Bitsy was sleeping on this bed over here, and I just was gonna let her sleep over there while I filmed, no problem. And Reggie comes in here and like goes to lay down on the bed with her, and he does this thing sometimes where he'll like kind of like sidle up next to her and kind of like go like this, kind of like start bending over and looking at her like that, and she doesn't like that. So she's like, and kind of like went after him. And I'm like, you guys, come on. So they're out of here now. I don't know where they are. I'm sure they're downstairs, obviously somewhere, but I just don't know why he has to do that. Like, she was just sleeping on the bed, buddy. Just leave her alone. I don't know. Maybe he got that idea to do that because he was watching the leopard documentary last night with us. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go back around with this brush and just kind of chill the edge of that shimmer down just a little bit, if I can. But actually, I'm not going to use that brush. I'm going to go in with this brush that I used to put on the cacao shade, because I want the depth of that shade around this, actually. That's a little messy, but I'm going to leave it there for now and then maybe mess with it some more. So now let's go into Rijo. Beautiful shade. And I'm going to use a smaller brush for that. Just make sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is all clean, right? Yeah. Okay. You never know with me. And this is a little flakier too, but look how nicely it sticks to the brush. So I don't know that I'm going to need to use my finger. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, that is so pretty. It's like peachy pinky, just yummy. And it's got gold in it. It's so pretty. Oh, I love this shade. It's beautiful. Oh, yeah. Stunning. Stunning. Oh, I love it. So nice. Oh, see what I mean? Like, you do have the neutral mattes, the neutral base or whatever. But then when you go into these just incredibly gorgeous shimmer shades, it's like, forget about it, you know? There's nothing neutral here whatsoever other than just the mattes. And I think even though the mattes are more neutral, I think they're gorgeous. They're really pretty and they're really well pigmented, you know, like really easy to blend, and, you know, it's just really nice. I don't know why neutral palettes and neutral shades get such a bad rap, I feel like, in the beauty community. Not always, but I hear that quite often. Like, I don't do neutral looks. I'm like, well, okay. That's okay. You don't have to. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with them. I don't think. I don't know. I got really kind of sucked into that too. Like, having to, like, justify, well, I like neutral palettes because I, you know, like, nervous to say I like neutrals, because I would hear so many people say, oh, they're so boring and they're so, and it's like, no, they're not. Or I have also heard people that will claim that they're so boring, and then they're using neutral palettes in their look sometimes. I'm like, wait, what? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go in with my finger just a little bit with Brijo and just put that right here. And then I think I'll go in with umber too with my finger a little bit too. Oops, I'm going to knock all these brushes off of my desk, and that's not going to be fun to clean up at all. I'll tell you that right now. The thing that can be tricky though about certain multichromes is that, like, this is kind of that peach and gold. So in certain lights, it almost looks patchy, but it's not at all. It's not patchy at all. It's just the way the light's hitting in. But it's, oh, this is so beautiful. Now I'm going to go into umber and put this right here. Just kind of smush those together real nicely. And I mean, you have such a beautiful look out of this palette, and it really doesn't take long to get the look the way you want it and apply the shades. And, you know, now I'm going to go back into cacao again, of course, and just kind of smush that into, or next to the shimmer, just so it looks a little nicer, not so harsh right there. Yeah, that's so beautiful. So beautiful. And I am, like, I know I say this often, probably in every video, I do try to take my shimmers up higher than I used to, just because my eyes are hooded and it's going to go up there anyway. Hi. Oh, hi. Are you done being a jerk to your sister? Yeah, huh? Right. Be nice, Reg. Be nice. She wasn't doing anything to bug you, bud. No, she wasn't. I'd pick him up, but he's so heavy. It's so hard to get him up. He's just a tank. He weighs like 25 pounds. Although he probably weighs more than that. Well, maybe not. I don't know. The last time my son was home, my son said that he looked like he'd lost some weight. I don't know. I don't know if he has or not, but he doesn't look any different to me. I'm actually going to go in with this brush with just a little bit of coffee on it, just a teeny tiny bit, and just really make sure that that's nicely blended. I love that rougher brush I was using, but right here sometimes I just need a little bit more concentration of bristles or something, you know. Yeah, that looks nice, I think. Although, hold on, I think what I'm going to do is grab this brush, nothing additional on it, nothing on it, yeah, no, and just kind of go around and softly blend My eyebrows are so unruly sometimes. Oh, they just are. They have a mind of their own. I remember when I was younger, my mom would not let me pluck my eyebrows. And I had really bushy eyebrows and I hated it. And she'd say, you look just like Brooke Shields. You have Brooke Shields' eyebrows. I'm like, Mom, they look good on her. I don't want them on me. I'm gonna go right here, just blend a little bit more because that looks a little harsh. But I was so happy when she finally let me start plucking my eyebrows. I think I was in high school. No, actually no. I started plucking my eyebrows when I went away to college. That's right. And I plucked the ever-loving out of my eyebrows. They were like these little slivers. I'm surprised I have any eyebrows now because I got those suckers down to nothing. Because that's what, look, you know, that's what everybody was doing, these pencil thin brows in the 90s. And yeah, I'm lucky to have brows. Okay, so I'm gonna go off camera, clean this up, do my other eye, the rest of my face, and I'll be back. So this, of course, is finished look number 2 and my final look for this video using the Everyday Sparkle palette from LadybugGlow. I really love how this look turned out. I was trying to decide out of the 2 looks I created for this video, which look that I like the best, and I don't know that I can pick a favorite. I think both looks turned out really nicely, and the shimmers in this palette are so fun to play with. The mattes are easy to manipulate. I'll go into more detail about that after I show you a few things I threw on my face for this finished look. On my lips, I used a multi-chrome lip gloss from LadybugGlow, and this is in the shade number 7. It's got this really cool like reddish and greenish and orange and gold flippiness going on. And you know, I love these. I have the whole set of these, and they're in a little tub like this right here that I keep on my desk. Something's right there. I think that's nail polish actually. And I just have not been reaching for them very often lately, which I don't know why, because I could wear these every single day. They are so beautiful and so much fun, and they feel really nice on the lips, and they last really well throughout the day. They really do. Even though they're a gloss, they really adhere to the lips quite nicely. And then for my upper lid liner, I used the Iconic Flick Ink Felt Liner from Revolution Beauty in black. Love this felt tip liner. It's really, really wonderful. I mean, it just applies easily. It doesn't flake. It doesn't move. I love it. And it was very cheap. Actually, I got that free. That was a free gift with purchase, so that's cool. And then for my mascara, I'm still using the Heemish mascara that I got in some PR from Stylevana, and I love this mascara. I also did grab the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in 010 Popping Champagne for this look as well, in my inner corners. And then I also popped a little bit of this under both brows. I just thought a brow bone highlight would look nice with this look, and I think it looks really pretty. And I think I've used this, no I haven't. I still got a few more uses until I can roll it out on my panning project, my Def Leppard panning project. Okay, let's talk about the Everyday Sparkle palette from LadybugGlow that I used for both of these looks in this video. So happy that I have this in my collection. I really do wish that I had used this shade though in one of these looks, Patina, because it's so beautiful. And I guess I could have put all 3 of these together in this look, but I really struggle with mashing a bunch of multi-chrome shadows on my lids, because then you just lose the beauty of them. You know, they just kind of all morph together and you don't really see how incredible the shifts are. So of course, I'm going to continue to use this palette, and this shade the next time I use it, I'm using this shade, of course. But these 3 shades were equally as beautiful and equally as fun, equally as dynamic. Really enjoyed this shade in my first look. It's just got that beautiful brown, pink, peach flip. This has got that beautiful peach and gold flip, maybe even some like olivey green in there too. And then this shade was gorgeous too. It's very liquid metal looking, very metallic. It's gorgeous. And I loved all 4 of these mattes. They are beautifully pigmented. They're so blendable. You know, this is such a lovely, neutral, spicy palette, you know? So true that this is a neutral palette with some spice to it. And this truly is one of the most unique neutral palettes I have in my collection, if not the most unique neutral palette in my collection, because of the shimmers, you know? LadybugGlow absolutely nails it with their formulation of their shimmer shades and their mattes too, absolutely. So let me know which look is your favorite, look number 1 or look number 2. And of course, I'm just gonna keep doing 2 looks videos with the rest of my LadybugGlow palettes. I'm super excited, and just trying to pick the next one's gonna be quite the challenge. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I love to chat with you guys there. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself. Be well, safe, happy, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Drop it.